What is up, everybody? How you doing? Look, I wanted to do this live real quick just to kind of discuss the current situation. So I'm going to give it a few minutes for everybody to log on here and join the conversation. You're going to be able to call in, ask me questions. You can go ahead and put your phone number in now, and I'll call you in. But I wanted to talk about this current situation because I'm reading headlines, right? And I'm reading headlines where I'm seeing, Manhattan real estate has the worst second quarter since the real estate crash, since the financial crash. And in other headlines, I'm seeing that the S&P is hitting all-time highs. So I find this very interesting that at the same time that we're seeing real estate start to slump, I guess you should say, and we're seeing headlines of real estate. I'm going to give it a couple seconds and I'll read you the article, but I just find it so interesting, and I wanted to do this live just to kind of talk about like how I feel about it, what I think's going on, and what we need to do to capitalize on this opportunity. Because every time the market changes, every time the market shifts, we're entering into an area of opportunity. Okay, so I mean, I think one of the biggest opportunities when the market starts to shift or starts to change is the fact that people get scared. Okay, so like the majority of people get scared and they started to freak out and do things that they wouldn't normally do. Okay, and very few people understand that the market is going to go up and down. Okay, and we just need to keep doing what we're doing, right? And so we stay calm. But there's very few people that stay really calm during those scary moments, but those are the people that capitalize on the opportunities, right? So that's why I wanted to do this, because I don't want you to be scared about headlines. Okay, I don't want you to be freaked out. I want you to understand that closings continue to happen every day, regardless of market conditions or what's going on with the market, what's going on with the stock market. When the market crashed in 2008, closings were still happening every day. Was it a completely different market? Yes. Were there far less transactions than there were before? Yes. Dramatically less. Were prices far lower? Yes. But however, transactions were continuing to happen. Okay, so that's what we have to keep in mind. It's unlimited for all of us. We just got to keep going. You know what I'm saying? So you guys put your phone number in if you want me to call you, and you can ask questions or we can talk about what's going on in the market. But I want to read you this article. Okay, Manhattan real estate has worst second quarter since financial crisis. Okay, average sales price fell 5% to 2.1 million. Okay, total sales in Manhattan fell 17% from the prior year. Okay, these are real numbers. Okay, so they're saying that there's a couple of different factors. It could be, some people are saying it's bad weather. Some people are saying that there's a huge pipeline of new condos being built. You got the volatile stocks. They were volatile, right? And volatility means up and down, right? Right now they're up. Tomorrow they'll be down. It's just kind of back and forth right now. And so they're trying to blame it on a lot of different things. I mean, at the end of the day, what I believe it is, let me get back to my little deal here. What I believe it is at the end of the day is that like real estate has just been booming, since 2011 or 12, depending on where your market is. The real estate market crashed, and then it's just been booming ever since. Well, it can't just keep going like this, right? It just can't continue to go up. There has to be corrections. There has to be plateaus in the market. There has to be declines in the market. There has to be, corrections, and there has to be increases, right? So we're going to see both. It's always going to be moving, right? It's never going to stay the same. It's never going to do exactly 5% increase a year. It's never going to do, the same thing year over year. So we have to be ready for these changes and these shifts. And I've been talking about it ever since last February. Last February, I said the market is changing, right? I did a couple YouTube videos on it about the market is changing, it's shifting, things are staying on the market longer. Prices weren't necessarily being affected yet, but now we're seeing that prices are starting to become affected. And what I want you guys to do, Okay. People that are following me, people that are in my coaching program, I want you to realize that this is an opportunity, right? To continue to dig deeper and continue making those calls and to calling these property owners, making these connections, finding out what we can do to help people. And we have to pay attention to what the market's doing so that we can effectively consult our clients through what's happening in the market. You know, don't be blinded don't blind yourself from the fact that it's changing. Okay. If it's changing, let's pay attention to the changes. Let's pay attention to inventory rising. Let's pay attention to, prices flattening out. Let's pay attention to days on the market. Okay. Let's pay attention to all this stuff as we get listings, listings that a year and a half ago would have sold in 30 days. I've had listed for 6-8 months now, right? Still not getting a lot of activity, no offers yet. Then I have other properties that I thought would never sell that are selling quickly. So it's a really strange market. Okay. So I don't want you guys to be freaked out about this. Now, at the same time, the stock market's hitting all-time highs. Now, why is this? Well, there's a lot of volatility in the stock market. It's going to go up and down. But you have to think about real estate versus stocks. Real estate is such a process. Real estate is a very lag business to the market. Okay. That's why right now we're seeing what we're seeing, because, when they started raising interest rates, the real estate market has started to flatten out. When they started to raise interest rates, that was the beginning of our market starting to show signs of shifting, right, and transitioning. And now we're seeing that it's still kind of flattening out. It's getting flatter and flatter. And the data from Manhattan from the second quarter this year shows that. Okay, but now we have stocks that are hitting all-time highs. Well, it's because they came out and said, well, now we're going to lower rates. Okay, so then we're going to raise rates. Now they're talking about lowering rates a little bit. And so, now everybody's back in the stock market. So the stock market's up again. It's not the only factor. There's a lot of factors, of course. But the stock market, you can buy and sell today. Real estate, not so easy. It takes a process to sell real estate or buy real estate. So that's why there's such a lag. But the main point, and what I want you guys to get out of this, is that I don't want you to freak out. Okay. I don't want you to read some of these headlines and start to freak out that, the sky's falling and we got to get out of real estate, or that real estate might not be as good anymore. No, real estate is always, always unlimited. It's completely unlimited forever for everyone. Okay. You can't call all the property owners. I don't care what the market does. I don't care what direction the market's going in. The population is the population, right? The population could fluctuate. Okay. It may increase, it may decrease a little, but I don't really care. If you have, say, 100,000 people and your population decreases to 50,000 even, you cannot call 50,000 people, and if you do call 50,000 people, that's the goal I want for you. Say, if you think you can do it, right, because you can get geo leads and get 2,000 a month, and you can even add more money, and you say, okay, I'll call all the people in X amount of months. Okay, make that your goal, to call every single property owner in your area if you really think you can do it. And if you do it, call me, because I'm going to fly you down here and we're going to spend some days together talking about the journey of you calling all the property owners in your area, because I'll tell you right now, you can never do it. Right. And one of the reasons why you can never do it is because once you start to call property owners, you begin to get busy helping these people that you've talked to buy and sell properties. And so then it starts to prevent you from making more calls. The more calls you make, the less calls you're able to make, because you start to become so busy helping the people that you called. So if anybody wants me to call them right now, I'm happy to get on the phone with you right now, answer some questions, discuss the market, so on and so forth. So just put your phone number in the comments here, in the live comments, and I'll be glad to call you in. But when the market starts to shift, okay, and I read this in Gary Keller's book, Shift, and I think all of you right now is a prime time for you guys to go out and get Gary Keller's book, Shift. Okay, because I read that book and it was probably 2007. Okay, this is after I lost everything, after I was sleeping on friends' couches. I was on the oil rig. I literally read this book while I was working on an oil rig. And what the book, like, there's a lot of takeaways from the book, but basically it tells you what to look for when a shift is happening, okay, which I thought was very interesting, which I'll share with you. And it tells you what to do when the market has shifted, okay? And so what he talked about with watching the shift happen, okay, what he wants you to look for is days on the market, buyers, putting on the brakes, prices starting to flatten out, inventory going up, all the things that are happening right now. Everything that is happening right now is exactly what Gary Keller talks about in Shift. It's exactly what he talks about. What's happening right now in the market is what he talks about in Shift. And then he goes deeper and explains to you how this whole system works, okay? So when the market's going up, everything's good. Okay, then days on the market, inventory starts to go up, prices start to flatten out, okay? And then as it's going down, okay, this is when you acquire so much market share, okay? When the market has shifted, this is when you get so much market share. Now remember my definition of market share, okay? It's the percentage of property owners in your area, in your market, that you've created a lifelong relationship with. Whatever agent has the largest percentage of property owners in the area, who you've built brand with, okay? Brand. Today, I was shadowed by an agent in Jacksonville, Florida. He drove 5 hours down here. He drove 5 hours here to shadow me today. And we had a heck of a time. We showed $1 million condo. I went to a listing appointment, 500,000, got the listing. We got kicked out of a $3 million condo. It was crazy. We got it all on film. And but he asked me in another book that Gary wrote, which I hadn't read, is called The One Thing. And he said he was reading The One Thing, and he asked me, he said, Ricky, what is your one thing? And so I thought about it for a second, and I was like, well, if I had to say one thing, okay, what would be one thing, the most important thing that I could focus on? All right, it would be this: to create brand with as many property owners as I possibly can, through voice to voice and digital marketing. But you got to have both, right? Voice to voice and digital marketing. So it was my one thing. If I had to pick just anything, right? If I could say one thing, it would be to build brand, personal brand with the most property owners that I possibly can, right? Through voice to voice and digital marketing. Because the voice to voice is the reason why technology will not replace real estate agents, right? He was asking me all kinds of things about, what about Open Door? What about all these discount brokers? What about all the iBuyers and the things trying to disrupt the industry? And I said, that is absolutely nothing to worry about, because they can't replace you and your relationship with your clients. They just can't replace that. You see, the iBuyers, I've heard tell that iBuyers are out there almost taking advantage of property owners and buying properties cheaper than what they should be, and the owner doesn't know any better. Okay, but a real estate agent has a fiduciary duty to get as much as they can for that property owner. Okay, you're there to protect their best interest. Okay, so if a property owner or a client or a buyer or seller runs into and has an experience with a really good real estate agent who really is looking out for them and trying to do the best job they can for them, putting the client above their own interests, right, and gets them that really good deal, gets them the most for their listings and stuff like that, they're not going to go anywhere else, right? Because it's so hard to find a real estate agent that really cares, that really wants the best for you. And once they find that, they're not going to go anywhere else. Okay, so you got to understand that the relationship is key. So market share, when the market slumps and goes down, which we're kind of in that situation now, even though prices haven't really plummeted. Okay, for those just tuning in, there was an article, CNBC, Manhattan real estate has worst second quarter since the financial crisis. Prices went down 5% year over year. Transactions are down 17%. So, it is starting, right? It is starting. Now, where does it go from here? Like, is it going to go down? Who knows? It's going to go up. It doesn't matter where it goes, right? Our job is to realize that it's different than it was 18 months ago. And what we need to do is take this opportunity while all the other agents are freaking out and running for the hills or trying to do this or trying to do that, and get back to the basics of calling property owners to create lifelong relationships with them so that we can acquire more market share while everyone else is sleeping, right? When the market's down, that's when everybody's sleeping. That's when we need to work even harder than we are right now to acquire more market share. I'm really passionate about this because this is literally how I came out of the ashes in 2008, 2009, 2010, when the market was down. I was creating all of my relationships during that time, right? That was when I was really creating a lot of relationships. I was just getting back in the business. And that's when a lot of agents weren't back in the business yet. They were still gone. There weren't very many agents here. And it left all this opportunity for me. And I said, I'm not worried about the transaction. I'm going to create relationships with as many property owners as I can. So if you make it the goal, and this is what I told Gene today, the guy that followed me from Jacksonville, if you make the goal just to have as many good conversations with property owners as you possibly can, right? Just make that the goal, okay? Nothing else, not deals, not transactions. If you just make the goal, okay, how many great conversations can I have with property owners in my market? Right? How many of those can I have? Right? And I want to maximize that. You're going to do so many deals, right? If you take the deal out of the equation and then you focus on, okay, I just want to have good conversations with some of these property owners, find out what they have going on, what I can do to help them. If they thought about doing anything, why do they want to sell? Do they have an agent they would work with? All the stuff I teach in my coaching program, and just have these conversations. You're going to do so many deals. And really, to be honest with you, when the market does finally decide to tank, if it ever does, here's another thing. We're not going to see, okay? I don't believe that we're going to see a crash because of this reason. There's so much cash on the sideline. You know what I'm saying? There's so much cash on the sideline because investors are scared of what happened in 2008. So they're sitting here with all this cash. There's a lot of cash, a lot of liquid sitting out there. Okay, so what happens when the stock market crashes? Everybody sells their stocks, right? And that's what creates the stock market to go down. Well, all the cash is, we're sitting on a lot of cash as an investor, as a country, right? As investors, we're sitting on a lot of cash right now, way higher than it probably ever has been. Okay, so when they take their money out of the, we're sitting here with all this cash waiting for the market to crash so that we can buy and take advantage. Well, when the market goes down and we have all this cash and we buy more stocks, it's going to make the market go back up. So I just don't think we're going to have a very big crash, a very long crash, if we even have one. I think it's just going to kind of flatten out for a while and we'll see what happens. Now, if something happens politically or something really tragic or something like that, then out of our control, then that's a whole nother ball game. But the way I see it, we're in a very healthy position. I love the real estate market right now. And put your phone number in. I don't see any phone numbers, but I would like to talk to one or two of you. If you want to call in, just put your phone number in the comments, and I'll be glad to call you in to answer any questions you have or whatnot. But I love the real estate market right now because it's not as easy as it was, but it's still really, 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 really good. Okay, it's still extremely good. Because I actually have time to make calls and to make the connections and try to make it happen. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but I made a goal a couple weeks ago. I want to close out $10 million in sales within a 30-day stretch later this year. Before the year ends, I want there to be a 30-day stretch that I close $10 million in sales. So I feel that's 30 deals in a 30-day stretch, okay? Because my average price is $350 or so. So 30 deals, about $10 million. So I'm on this kick where I really want to get something under contract every day for a little while. If I get something under contract every day, okay, at some point in the future, I'm going to close 30 deals, okay, in a 30-day period. So that's what I'm shooting for. So this week I did it. I got one Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I got one today, and I wrote an offer today that I'm negotiating. So I might have 5 this week. So I'm really happy about that. And all I did was I said, okay, I put my mind to it. I focused. I know how to do deals. How do you do deals? You talk to people, right? You just stir the pot and get the conversations going and see where we go. All right, I'm going to call Joe here.
My man, what's going on?
How you doing, brother?
I'm amazing. How are you?
Good, man. Good to talk to you.
Yeah, it's good to talk to you. Am I allowed to watch your YouTube and talk at the same time? I don't know if I can.
As long as I can't hear it.
All right.
And
well, I'll try it. If you can hear it, just let me know, my man.
Okay, cool. So what's up, brother? What can I do for you today?
So here's what I'm thinking. I believe everything you're saying about the market, man. I agree 100%. I think that you can look at different indicators and it might be a short-term thing. It might be a long-term thing. You have no idea. But looking at, you know, a little bit about, oh, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. You know a little bit about me already. I'm going to be, like, I've sold already for 5 years, but I'm getting back into it after taking 10 years off. I was in the Army, and so now I'm getting back into it. And we have a pretty good cash reserve set up. And I am so bought into your thoughts on relationships over transactions, because I think even if you're greedy, that's a great answer. If you're not greedy, what? Like, it's just such a great answer if you're focused on people and their problems. That's why people want to do business with you, is because you're the problem solver. You're helping their situation. And I also understand building up your inventory when the market gets a little bit slower. That makes 100% sense. My question is, as a guy who, like, I have to live. I don't have 40, 50, 60 listings to sit on right now. I have 0 when I start on day one.
Yeah.
Do you still fully believe that the answer is just go out, relationships over transactions? And, like, is there anything you would do different as a new guy versus Ricky Carruth?
No, dude, it is exactly the same stuff, bro. Like I literally am waking up every day like, where's my next deal coming from? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm literally waking up and I'm going through my notes and I'm saying, who can I follow up with? Okay, I'm out of people to follow up with. Okay, now I need to start calling past clients, seeing how they're doing, see if there's anything in the world I can do for them. Okay, I'm out of past clients. Now I need to start calling cold people. You know, like, I'm just stirring the pot, man. You just have to continue just moving. And like, like, here's the thing, man. Like, the closings are going to happen every day. And so what you have to think is, okay, dude, like, I didn't sell anything today. So, but I know people are putting stuff under contract today.
Yeah.
So it drives me crazy knowing that there's people out there that are doing contracts and like listing properties and accepting deals without me. You know what I'm saying? And the only reason they're doing it without me is because I didn't put in enough work to talk to enough people to find those people. You know what I'm saying? That's it. You know, and like, the only other factor is that 70% of people you talk to are either not going to like you or already have an agent. Okay. So, but the 20 to 30% of people, right, that like you enough to do business and don't have another agent, that's what you build your business on. And you just have to go through the filtration system of finding that 20% and just keep at it, and keep building that database and keep building that brand. I think personal brand is it, man, in today's world. Personal branding and building a brand around relationships over transactions and being the hardest worker in the area. You know what I'm saying? I think is like the key to everything. And personal brand is hard work. Like, personal branding, personal branding is like doing the weekly email every week and like doing Facebook ads and making phone calls and doing all the stuff that people see you doing. Right. And so then, like, it's funny because you build personal brand by building personal brand. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, you do the same exact stuff that I'm doing, man. There's nothing different. You want to talk to the most people you can possibly talk to.
Yeah. Do you mind if I give a quick shout out to one of the recommendations you gave me?
Yeah, go for it.
You gave me Webinates, the people who made your website, and I called down there and I got Danielle.
Yeah.
And she was phenomenal. She has done so much work with me already. Their prices are amazing. And it's so custom. Like, so I'm going to be with Keller Williams, and they've got a great site and everything, just like just about every other company.
Yeah.
But you can't customize everything.
Yeah.
And it's frustrating because I want it to be amazing. I want to provide the best everything for all my clients. So I thought, man, I'm not giving my clients what I want to give them. So I said, hey, I'm going to look at this. And it is so affordable. And those guys are amazing to work with. I'm so happy already. So I just want to say thank you, man. That was
dude.
So generous.
Yeah, I mean, and the thing is it's your website. You know, like if you change companies for some reason, right?
Yes.
Like you haven't lost any data whatsoever. They just change that. You know, you can change the logo, change it up. All your clients are still in there. You know what I'm saying? And everything just keeps on rolling. You know what I mean? So that's what I like about it is it's something that you own instead of having like a big box, website. You know what I'm saying? So no, I'm glad it worked out, man. They are incredible. They've done tons of websites for Zero to Diamond people, and they have done a really good job. So I'm glad it worked out for you.
Yeah, I really appreciate it. Do I have time for one more question?
Yeah, go for it.
Does it have to be on the market, or can I ask you a different question?
No, anything.
So before I met you, I built my prospecting plan based on my past experiences a decade ago. And I know what I was strong with. I was strong with open houses. I was strong with expireds. And I also wanted to spend time specifically on social media. And what was my fourth one? Expireds, opens, social media. I can't remember what the fourth one is. I don't have my plan in front of me, but I was going to also, farming. I was going to add your Red X. Like I'm doing the Red X thing. I'm 100% on board with the Red X and getting the 2,000 leads every month. And I'm going to call all 2,000 and I'm going to try to focus them on my farm and all around my farm first. But I guess my question is, one of the big things that you said one time, and I don't know if I looked too far into this or not. This is my question. Should I be on the phone all the time, or is it worth getting out and knocking on doors in my farm and holding big events in my farm and doing expired listings and getting out like that? Like with my open houses, the open house is the least of it. It's everything building up to that. It's all the flyers, the door knockings, the handshakes afterwards, the raffle that I do and the emails that go out to mention the raffle. Like the open house is the least of the open house. Do I want to do all that stuff knowing that it takes more time, or do I just want to be on the phone the whole time because it's way more efficient?
I think you do it, man. I think you take a subdivision that is just primo, right? Just like, I don't know what the average price point is down there, but like something that's like 500,000, something that just not a lot of inventory, stuff's flying off the shelf, something like that. Something that's just a really good product, right?
Yeah.
And I think you do what you're talking about because your personality, right? You're like if you were more like me, see, I'm not as like outgoing as you. You know what I'm saying? Like you have this real high energy, real personable, but yet low pressure kind of thing going. And like I literally, dude, I really think you need to use that. I think and then if you get like so much out of it in terms of relation, you need relationships with property owners, not necessarily deals, but like if you just get so many good contacts and have so many good conversations because of it, do one every quarter, or do one every month or whatever, you know what I mean? Or even sooner, but just try it out is all I'm saying, because as getting back in the business from when you were agent before, it's a whole different ball game. And I think you literally, because not a lot of agents are going to do what you're talking about. And so you're going to, and if you like, not a lot of agents are going to go door knocking and stuff.
Oh, I see.
You know what I mean? They're scared. And so like, if you take your personality, did you see the interview with Ben? Steven?
Yeah.
Did you hear his door knock script?
I didn't get that far.
Okay,
now you're making me feel guilty.
Okay, I'm gonna post it tomorrow. I cut that part out and made a video of it.
Okay. Cool.
And I'm gonna post it. It's just like a 3-minute video of his door knocking script. And I'm telling you, man, it's so good. And if you take that approach with it, then you're gonna crush it. And I want to hear all about it.
And I can use that approach. The only doors I plan on knocking on are right around my open houses and in my farm. Can I use that script? Would I want to use it on both or just one?
Yeah, dude, it's universal, man. It's universal.
Okay, cool.
You can use it for anything.
Awesome.
Yeah, when you listen to it, like you can tweak it for different scenarios. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, can I just want to say thank you so much. Can I give you one more shout out for something that you just blew up in my world?
Yeah.
You gave us and I don't even remember where you brought this up. I think it was just a short, like 5-10 minute YouTube video you made. You brought up your Facebook strategy.
Okay.
And I know I've written to you a couple of times on Instagram talking about this. I am up over, I'm just guessing, it's over 1,000 friend requests that I sent out to people in Port St. Lucie, Florida. And I'm getting, I don't even know, but I would guess it's maybe 60% of people are approving them.
Yeah.
And I send a personalized video that's 48 seconds with everyone just saying, hey, my name is Joe and I'm moving to the area. I'm going to work with Keller Williams. I'd love to get to know you. I don't know anybody down there. And so many people are reaching out and setting up times to meet with me, to have lunch with me. I got one gal who said, I want to meet with you to list my home. I've been watching all your stuff and I love your energy. I want to sell now, but I'm going to wait until you get down here. And I'm like, man, that is awesome. So I just want to say thank you for that, like, so simple, incredible idea.
I think you're going to be one of those guys that comes in and gets 30 listings in a month, but you never know.
You never know.
No, you don't,
it doesn't matter.
People that I think are going to come in and like completely just crush it, never sell anything. Yeah. And people I think will never sell anything, I've seen them come in and completely just crush it. And I'm like, what is the deal? Like, there's no rhyme or reason of it. You know what I mean? So, but yes. I have a really good feeling about you, bro.
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate everything you've been giving. You are such a generous guy. I hope you're the happiest man alive, man.
I am, dude.
So much yours.
I am, bro. I am. I'm like so happy. It's ridiculous.
That's awesome, man. That makes me smile.
Cool, brother. Well, I'm going to get back at him. I'll call a couple more of these people.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. You have an awesome day, Ricky. Thank you so much.
Thanks, brother.
All
right, Grant, you're the next one up. I'm going to call everybody that puts their phone number in.
Yo.
Grant.
Can you hear me?
Barely.
Yeah, can you hear me better now?
Yeah, are you in a restaurant or something?
No, I'm at the airport.
Oh, there you go.
Well, I have my headset plugged in. Turn it off.
How you doing, bro?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Good. What can I do for you?
Oh, not much, man. Hey, do you ski? Do you snow ski?
Snowboard.
Snowboard? Yeah, you have to come out and visit. My wife and I were a team with Keller Williams in Breckenridge, Colorado.
I was just there. In December.
Oh, really? Yeah, man, you have to let me know. We had an Airbnb, so you have to come check it out. But yeah, and I just wanted to say thanks. Really love the program. Got a little success story from yesterday. I had a call with the VP of like a housing association in Keystone, Colorado. And yeah, we're gonna meet for lunch in a couple of weeks. So who knows what I can do, but I've had a bunch of calls like that the past few weeks. It's going good.
That's good, man. That's really good. Anything you're having problems with, or anything specifically I can help you with?
No, just want to reach out and say thanks, man.
Oh, man, that's awesome, man. I really appreciate that.
Yep.
Cool. Well, let me know if there's something I can do for you, man. I'm always here.
Absolutely.
All right, brother. Have a good day.
Have a good one.
Okay, Matt, I'm coming to you. Hey, what's up, man?
Hey, really appreciate the call.
Yeah, for sure. What can I do for you?
Hey, with the market changing a little bit, do you recommend like the same percentages on the calling versus, the FISBO, expire, and just the general farming calls?
Yeah. Yeah.
Should it be the same?
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't change up anything about what we're doing. The only thing's going to be like for an agent like me who gets really busy and so busy I can't make cold calls. Now, as the market slows down, it gives me an opportunity to make cold calls because I slowed down, which I love that. I love that it changes because I can actually switch over to making some calls. But like for an agent like yourself who's already making the calls, you just keep making the calls. Now, if the market's slowing down, gives you more time to make more calls, I want you to take advantage of that time. Okay. And I want you to fill that time up with some more calls or, something very productive. You know what I mean? Maybe reaching out to past clients. Maybe, I don't know what you do with your past clients, but, reaching out to them and staying in touch with them and just keeping those relationships going and stuff like that. But no, I would just keep doing what I'm doing.
The door knocking that you talked about with other agents, is that something you've done? Have you done any of that? Had any experience with door knocking?
No, I haven't done any door knocking.
Okay, gotcha. Seems like the phone is a lot. I mean, to me, just having limited time, it seems like the phone is like the easiest way to get a hold of people.
It is for like there's a debate going on about door knocking versus phone calls. I'm on the phone call side of the fence, but I can't really say I don't really have a say in that debate because I've never door knocked. I've never wanted the door knock. I've never needed to door knock because when I started making the calls, I just, I saw, excuse me, I saw where it was going. Like I was starting to have really good conversations and I saw like the openings for opportunities and I could just sit in my office and just call person after person after person. So, like Ben Steven up in Michigan, he's crushing it. He's gotten over 400 emails door knocking, over the last 6 months, and he's closed like $3 million this year. He's, he's basically a new agent. He's only like a year and a half in the business. So, he is really doing well with it. So it's just a personal preference type thing. I think phone calls are more efficient, but like I say, I don't even really have a dog in that hunt because I've never door knocked.
It's interesting, I started listening to you, I think back in March. It is amazing to call people once you prove to them that you're not actually trying to sell them, how willing people are to talk to you.
Dude, it's the secret to everything. Bro, it's why there's over 100 people watching this live right now, because when you offer yourself for free without expecting anything in return, people let their guard down, and then you're able to actually have a relationship, and then you can actually find out what you can do to actually help them. See what I'm saying? But if you just come at them with, hey, do you want to buy? Do you want to sell? Or if I was coaching and telling you guys, hey, buy my program, you guys would go the other way. And the prospects that you ask if they want to buy or sell, they're going to go the other way. Right. But if you say, listen, I really want to help you. Right. I'm not looking for anything. I don't want anything out of this. I just want to help. Then you're able to actually start the conversation and see if it's a good fit. You know what I mean? For a business relationship, because the fact is that people need a coach and people need real estate agents. It's just the bottom line. So, why not give yourself the best opportunity to help the most people, right? Because that's what's going to make you the most successful.
Especially when the market's changing.
That doesn't matter when the market's changing. That shouldn't change. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like you're right. When the market changes, it's like, okay, because man, when the market changes, it's like a free for all, man. Like it's like anything up, man. There's so much market share sitting on the table. There's so much market share just sitting there, for the taking, and nobody's snatching it up. So that's I mean, yeah, you're right in turn. Like that is the biggest opportunity to acquire the most market share in a market is when the market has slumped.
Yeah, we saw that 10 years ago.
Exactly, and that's what I did.
I kind of wonder about the dynamics. I guess we don't know what's going to happen. I'm kind of curious to see how it all works out. I mean, who will actually be the buyers in the next downturn? Who will be all the hedge funds?
Who are going to be the buyers?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it's going to be. I would think hedge funds. A lot of it.
I don't care who the buyers are.
I guess that's true.
Doesn't matter to me who the buyers are.
I guess that's true. Unless you got relationships with people.
Yeah, whoever they are, they're going to be buying my listings, or I'll be representing them buying stuff.
Well, I really appreciate everything you do, and I really appreciate your guidance going forward.
Yeah, man, absolutely, absolutely. Here to help, man.
All right, thanks as always. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, who's next here? Hillary.
Hey, Ricky.
Hey, Hillary, what's up?
Doing good. How are you?
Doing fine. What can I do for you today?
Yeah, thanks for calling.
Yeah, for sure.
So I've been following you for a while now, and I love your message, and I really love that it seems like you've been getting a little bit more into some of the mindset stuff lately.
Mm.
I gotta say you're very motivating. You also seem a little bit, invulnerable, but I'm wondering, what are your most human moments when you falter? Have those moments changed over time as you've been in the business, and how do you handle those moments?
Well, I've always had pretty thick skin. It took me a while of losing, I used to, when I lost a deal, it would hurt, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then over time, losing so many deals, I realized that those were just really opportunities, and then I just started to realize that everything's a win-win. There's not a situation that puts me in a spot where I lose if I build my business correctly, if I have the right intentions, if I set myself up, if I have the right mindset behind handling situations that could make me vulnerable. So it has been a work in progress, but that's why I'm doing. It's a special quality to not worry about stuff, to not care if you lose a client or lose a deal. What I'm doing, it is a special quality, and I really kind of, it's really a big reason why I'm where I am. And that's one thing I really try to push, is the fact that I just don't worry about a lot, and I'm not worried about a lot. I don't care about a lot. I tell you, my motto has always been that I don't care about much at all. I don't care how hard it is. I don't care if somebody doesn't like me. I don't care if I lose a deal. I don't care if I do the deal. I don't care. I just don't care, right? What I love is what makes my endorphins go off of my brain, that makes me really happy, is being so exhausted at the end of the day because I put so much work in.
Right.
There's just something about that where it's just you push. It's like when you're doing wind sprints, and you're sprinting and you're running, and you get to the point where you have to stop because you're so tired, and then you run another, 10 or 20 seconds, when you really didn't want to. That's the kind of stuff that I love. Is that feeling that I get, that I pushed a little bit harder than everyone else would have pushed. And it's the same thing in business, So I don't know. It's just a quality, and I think I have vulnerable spots for sure. But at the end of the day, man, those vulnerable spots are so deep down in there because I have such a thick skin to all this surface stuff that people are worried about and that really hurts them and gets them down and stuff doesn't affect me at all, you know, because I know that it's just an emotion. And I know that that's just how that person perceived it. Like people see losing a listing as like the worst thing that could ever happen to them today. And like I'll lose a listing and like be like, man, that sucks. And then just go right to, okay, where's my next person I can help? Because sitting around worrying about stuff, you know, and what happened and why you didn't get the deal is a huge waste of time. I mean, think about it for 5 seconds, you know, what you could have done better and then move on. You know what I'm saying? And learn that lesson. So was there something specific you were talking about?
Well, you know, just kind of, you seem so unfazed, and I'm wondering, you know, at the point that you're at now, you have those moments where you have to check back in with yourself and you know, kind of recultivate that same attitude again and like reinforce it again. And, you know, I'm sure those moments are different for you than they are for a lot of us at different points in the business.
You know, one thing about it is I've already been here and like lost it all.
Yeah.
Like I made $1 million and I lost every single bit of it and was in the hole. I had to go bankrupt because I didn't want to pay off the rest of the debt that I had. So I just bankrupted. And I was sleeping on friends' couches, slept in my car a couple nights. And a lot of people say, "Oh, you could have stayed at your mom or dad's." Well, yeah, but I was drunk, you know, and I was out till 4 a.m. and I fell asleep in my car a couple times.
Yeah.
And I worked in an oil rig, and I've been through all that. And even through that, I was happy then. And like, if I made it through that, and I was even happy through that moment in my life, and now I'm where I am now, where I learned the lessons of that, and I've built like an empire. You know, like it would take something pretty massive to take me out now. Like the market crash that happened before, that would do nothing but help me. As far as like, I don't want it to happen, and I know a lot of people will suffer if it happens, so I don't want it to happen. But if it happened, to me, I know where the opportunities are, and my net worth may go down for a second, but when it comes back, I'm going to come back 10 times bigger. So I don't know. I think it's because I've been through so much, you know, and I've even been through a lot of stuff that nobody knows about, you know, like I've been through a lot of different stuff. And there's people that have been through worse stuff than me, of course, but no, I just think I've been there and done that. And I'm just not worried about, there's not too much I'm worried about. You know what I mean? Now I'm fixing to have a baby girl.
Yeah.
I'm fixing to have a baby girl. Thank you. I'm fixing to have a baby girl in November, and that's liable to change a lot of stuff for me in terms of this. I may start really worrying about stuff, you know.
Right.
I may really start worrying about her and, you know, what's going on and is she okay, and, you know, stuff like that. I may wake up in the middle of the night, like run in there, make sure she didn't, you know, roll over wrong or stuff like that. So, you know, things are always changing in life, and just do the best you can do. But as far as business is concerned, no, no.
Yeah. Yeah, I get you.
Mm-hmm.
I love what you just said about, you know, that pushing yourself to the point of like absolute exhaustion, that being so satisfying.
Mm-hmm.
You know, at the end of the day, a couple years back, I hiked the Pacific Crest Trail, and so I kind of know about that a little bit. You know, after doing 25-mile days for nearly 6 months, it's a really satisfying feeling. I'm working on getting there in my business life now too.
Yeah. Well, cool. Is there anything else I can do for you?
No, I just really appreciate everything that you're putting out there, and keep doing what you're doing, and good luck with everything, and thanks so much.
Absolutely. Reach out anytime.
Will do. Thank you.
Bye. All right. Shaharda. I think I'm saying your name right. Could be slaughtering it. Sharada? Find out in a minute.
Hey, Ricky.
Hey, what's up?
Good. I just started cold calling.
Oh, okay. How do you say your name?
Sharada.
Sarda. What can I do for you?
Well, yeah, I do get tongue-tied when I'm calling, and I thought I'm fearless when I first started, but it's just totally different when it actually goes down.
Yeah.
I was able to, in the past, I was able to speak 2,000 crowd or 3,000 people crowd. I didn't flinch. But then cold calling to one person, my mind started racing. So I guess with experience is going to be there. I will keep on working.
It's all it is. It's all it is. You just got to keep making the calls. It's always like that for everybody in the beginning. You know, it's a tongue-tie situation. You don't know. You get freeze up, whatever. That's just part of the process. You got to go through it.
Okay. So when I first called the first day, I included all the do not call lists also.
Yeah.
And a lot of them did not, my pickup rate is kind of not good. Don't keep on jumping to the next call. And I have it set up to 5 rings. Do I need to increase that?
I mean, 5 ring is good. 5 ring is not bad. You can, I mean, what I would suggest on little things like this is just to tweak it and try it. You know, try it for 100. Try it for 100 or 200 calls and see what happens. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah. Like little tweaks like that, just do it. Just test it out, you know, and see.
Okay. And another thing is that, like, there have been a few folks where, one of them is like, didn't your mama teach you not that you have to follow federal law? And like, I knew what he's talking about. I pretended not to know.
The federal, yeah, the law there is that you're not supposed to call them twice. So that was the first time you called them. So, you know, you tell them that, yes, my mother taught me very good manners and that I should obey the law. And I am within my rights, sir. You have a good day. And just hang up on him.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay,
hang up on those kind of people. No.
Yeah, I just say you have a great day and thank you. And,
no, you tell him, say, yes, sir, my mother did teach me to obey the law and I'm well within my rights. I want you to try to have a good day. And then hang up on him.
Okay.
We don't play that stuff. Zero Diamond people do not play this stuff where people that were cold calling get smart aleck with you, like you're there trying to sell them something or trying to do something wrong or trying to scam them. We don't play that because we're here to build relationships, right? And we're here to help people, right? And if someone comes at me sideways and says, you know, that tries to act like I'm here for the wrong intentions, I'm going to get hot. I'm going to be upset with them because I'm sorry, but that is not why I'm making calls. I'm making calls literally to try to see what I could do to help people.
Okay.
You should be offended. You should be offended if somebody comes at you like that.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't get offended easily, so I'll have to try.
I understand. But the thing is you're there to help someone. True or false?
True.
Exactly. So if they accuse you of being there not to help them, then I'm going to have to put them in their place real quick.
Okay.
And you don't have to do that. I'm just saying my mindset behind it. You know, I am so all in with helping people that it makes me upset when someone tries to act like I'm not trying to help them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I appreciate you for saying that. And here's what I'm doing. Yes, everybody has experiences. I have past experiences too. But then right at this moment, I have put you as my mentor, and I know that you're successful, and I'm going to use you to step the ladder the way you say it, the way you do it, until I get to where you are. Or I will never be where you are because you're going to keep on going. So,
Yeah. True.
but you know what I mean.
Get where I am right now, though.
Yes.
And that's what I want for all of you.
Yeah, and question on that, where you are, when you were down and you went back up, I have gone through 2 rounds of roller coaster. First 15 years of my income, I happily gave it away to my dad to take care of my siblings and all that, which was all happy, good. At that time, I did not even have the concept of future and worry and none of the stuff. I didn't have that.
Yeah.
And I gave it away and I'm very happy. Then second round, after another 15 years is, of course, family situation. Went through a nasty divorce and all gone.
Yeah.
I had the business set up till it was already doing close to $2 million and gone. So those 2 rounds, my fear level were very low.
Yeah.
This round, I'm very afraid. I don't take action.
Now you're very afraid?
I used to. Yes.
Okay. I mean, you've already been through this twice. Why are you afraid this time? You kind of know how the game works.
I think the only thing I can think of is because I have 2 young kids that I'm responsible for as a single parent.
Yeah, but you know how the game works now.
Yeah.
And you know how to lose it because you lost it twice. So you know how to protect yourself from losing it. If you learn the lessons that you needed to learn from losing it twice, right?
Right.
You should be in much better position and far less scared of anything than anyone else because you've already been there and done it twice.
That's what I thought. So I'm kind of lost at this point. Like, why am I so scared?
What are you scared of?
The first thing I thought about, like, it took me a few weeks of sitting down just trying to think every day, like, why am I scared different scenarios? So one thing I can come to is when I get out and get busy, I'm not at home for the kids, and they are by themselves.
You're scared of not spending time with your family.
That's one thing, yes. They're young, and they're right now teenagers, and it can go either way when somebody's not supervising.
Yeah. Well, you should be time blocking your day. Do they go to school?
Yeah, they do.
Boom. You should do all of your work while they're at school and then be mom when they're not.
Okay.
Period. Problem solved.
Okay.
Shut work down at 3 o'clock whenever they get out of school or 4 o'clock or whatever it is. Shut it down. Work is done. Maybe you answer a phone call here or an email there if you have to. But as far as anything else goes, you shut it down. And then you get into a position where you're okay with whatever production comes out of that.
Okay.
See what I'm saying? Like, you know that production might not be as good as if you work till 6 o'clock every day.
Sure.
But you're sacrificing that extra production to spend time with your family, but you're still going to have a really good living if you work from 8 to 3 every day in real estate, if you're doing the right things.
Okay.
Got it?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
I want to hear all about this, so please keep me informed on this.
Yes.
Okay.
I have been posting whenever I don't go to the social media too frequently, so that's another new habit I'm trying to learn.
Okay. All right, cool. Anything else? Let me know. Stay in touch.
Thank you, Ricky.
Thank you.
And if there's anything I can do for you, let me know. I'm in Dallas, Texas.
Oh, are you going to go to the event? Come see me.
You cut off.
I said I'm going to be speaking at a big event in Dallas in September.
September, okay.
E-
Okay, I'll see you.
Email me and I'll email you the link.
I can't hear you anymore.
I was saying email me and I'll email you the link.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I will do that.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ricky.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Okay, let's see. I got Miss Anderson, it looks like. Can't tell the name here.
Hello. Please state your name after the tone, and Google Voice will try to connect you.
Looks like we got a no answer.
Hi, you've reached the voicemail of Aisha Anderson. Unfortunately, I'm unable to take your call at the moment, but if you can leave your name, number, or even a brief message, I'll definitely get back to you as soon as I can. Until then, travel safe and have a great day.
Hey, it's Ricky Carruth. I was trying to call you on the live stream here. Hate I missed you. Talk to you soon. All right, let's see. Renee, coming for you, man. It is straight pouring down here too, guys.
Yo, hello, Ricky.
Hey, Renee, what's up, buddy?
Yo, what's up, man? It's good talking to you here.
Hey,
how are you doing?
Can you turn the video down?
Sorry, you're breaking up on me here.
Can you turn the video mute? Can you mute the video in the background?
I got you. I just did that right now.
Okay, cool. How you doing, brother?
Dude, I'm doing awesome, man. It's good talking to you, man. I've been watching your videos here now for some time, and dude, you really got me pumped up and making these calls, and the no pressure situation script is really up my alley here, my personality, but just wanted to thank you, man.
Absolutely, man. It works really good too.
Yeah, no, that's for sure. Quick question. I know you mentioned you wanted to touch a little bit on the market and with the market shift and what have you.
Yeah.
Where do you, I guess, when it comes to speaking to owners and communicating, you know, as far as like where the market's at, what's your source as far as pulling like market data, and how much information do you really give them?
You give them as much as you possibly can. Don't hold back any data from the owners. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, well, I mean, there's a lot of detail that goes into it. I mean, I know, you know, properties are actually sitting on the market, and also you could go into a little bit more details as far as you know, how many buyers are maybe I guess not working with, but how many buyers there are versus sellers, and but
How do you know?
I can pull some sources. Oh, go ahead.
How do you know how many buyers versus sellers are out there?
Well, there's there you can actually gauge how many sellers there are just on what the inventory is through the MLS.
Right.
But yeah, and then I guess what I meant sellers is more pending transactions versus listings.
Oh, I got you.
They're actually active listings. I guess that's what I meant to say.
Yeah, man, you give them all the data. That's not a lot of data. That's here's the actives, here's the listings, here's the closed sales, here's the days on the market, here's the price per square foot. Why would you hold back any data?
Yeah, that's actually a good question. There's no real reason to.
Okay.
It's just more of what's your approach and what have you found more successful? You know, as far as
well, it depends on who I'm talking to and what we're doing. So are you?
Right.
So am I circle prospecting a neighborhood? Am I showing up to do a listing appointment? You know what's the scenario?
Gotcha. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
See what I mean? Like,
okay.
Yeah, if I'm just circle prospecting, I have the comps in front of me, and I call the people, and then we have a conversation, and then if they ask me for more info, I'm going to give them whatever they want, and if I see that they're really interested, I'm going to just pour it on and give them everything. You know what I mean? Because I'll have all the data I'll have all the data right in front of me.
Right. So then I know I watched a couple of other videos, and you had mentioned about not actually presenting a CMA or sharing that information as far as like through email, but you rather meet in person. So
who said that?
And I guess I thought I heard you say that in a.
No, you didn't hear me say that.
Video. No.
I mean, no.
Oh, okay.
No, I'll send you.
So you're okay with sharing? Okay.
Yes, give them everything, bro. Listen, I coach for free, right?
Yep.
You know, I'm telling you every single little thing I do for nothing, right?
That's right.
I'm not holding back any information whatsoever. I'm giving you my entire game plan on a platter. Right?
Gotcha. Yep.
That's the same thing I do with sellers or buyers. I want them to know everything, and I'm not expecting anything back. And because of that, that's why I do business with these people.
Perfect. Okay. That makes sense. If I misunderstood, I apologize about that.
No, it's okay. No, perfectly fine.
Yeah.
We got it. I mean, there's going to be, dude. I've got 17,000 people in the program, so there's going to be somebody that you know. There's going to be miscommunications here or there that we need to clarify. So no worries.
Yeah. No, thanks for clarifying there. I guess last question. I know I don't want to take up too much time here, but you kind of you went into a little bit about where I heard another message where you're at your low and kind of putting yourself back in that position where right now I do have listings, but at the same time I feel like, gosh, sometimes I feel beat down by hearing so many no's. How do you get pumped up? You know, if you put yourself back in that position where you needed like another kick in the butt or another motivational, speech for someone, or how do you put yourself in a position where you just want to start making calls every day? Go ahead.
By giving myself a new challenge. If I'm bored, if I'm not making calls anymore because I'm down or I'm not motivated, it's because I'm not giving myself a challenge that makes me excited. See what I'm saying?
Gotcha. Okay.
So like I used to not get up at 4:30 in the morning, right? Never did. But now I do. Now that I'm coaching. See, the coaching, I had to add coaching into what I'm doing is because that was the next challenge. I had to give myself something, right, to get myself excited. See what I mean? And so if you're just sitting around and you can't really get going, you're not motivated, it's because you don't have anything to get excited about. You don't have a challenge in front of you that makes you excited to try to tackle this challenge and make it and produce this result that you're looking for, right?
Right.
So you need to give yourself a new challenge. You need to say, listen, I want to be excited about getting 5 more listings over the next 30 days, you know, or over the next 2 weeks or whatever it is. I don't know what it is for you. I'm just throwing examples.
Right.
But you have to give yourself, like, it's always going to be changing. You're always going to be having these ups and downs of motivation. And when you get down or you feel like you're kind of bored with what you're doing, you got to give yourself another challenge, something that excites you. You know what I mean?
No, I know what you mean completely.
Yeah.
I think my thing is that, like, I'll give myself a challenge, and you know, I'm all fired up, and then next thing you know, I'm just like, I did it, and I've done it, and I do need to find more, I guess, different goals and challenges. But that makes perfect sense. You know what? I really appreciate it. Thanks for all that you do and all the free coaching. Yeah, I hope you enjoy you know, the rest of your day here.
Thanks, brother. Appreciate it.
All right, Ricky.
Later,
Take
man.
care.
All right, let's see here. I got, it looks like Eric. Let's get it. Let's go. Let's see here.
Hey, Ricky.
Hey, what's up, buddy? How are you?
Very good. Yourself?
Doing good, man. We're in the lightning round here. We're going to make these real quick calls. I got about 3 more to make here. So what's your question?
Cool. Well, my first question is, when you did an email initially, do you send them an email right away, basically?
Yeah, most of the time, yeah.
And then, and what do you do in the subject line? As far as, do you say following up, or what do you put in the subject line?
It's going to be whatever the name of their subdivision is or complex.
Okay.
That way it stands out. That way it stands out, and they're like, oh, you know what I mean? They're definitely going to open that.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
And then as far as doing like a lunch meeting or coffee meeting, how far is, like, if they say they're not looking to do something, say, for a year or greater, you probably don't go do a coffee or lunch with them?
Why wouldn't I?
Say that, Ricky?
Why wouldn't I?
Well, I'm just curious. How is there like a length of time?
No.
That you want to set up an appointment?
No.
Okay. And
I don't care if they want to do. I don't care if they ever want to do a deal.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in the conversation, when you're doing the circle prospecting, how do you transition into the meet them?
Well, it's a feel thing. There has to be a really good conversation, and
okay.
You know, like we're really feeling it. We're talking about, like, you know, back in high school, or, you know, like we're really like buddies and stuff, you know. And then it's like, you know, towards the end of the call, it's like, hey, man, I'll tell you what, you think you might have time next week for a quick lunch or something, or maybe a coffee?
Sure.
And just say, hey, you know, let's put a face with the name, you know, hang out for a bit. You know, because I mean, it sounds like we're probably gonna do some business in the future. So, you know, be good to just to meet you face to face.
Yeah, cool. Hey, I wanted to tell you one other thing here real quick. Your call that you had, I watched one where the guy basically told you to F off. I had one yesterday call, and he said, go to hell. Right away, I thought of your call.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've had a lot of those, man. I've had a lot of those.
Yeah. All right, Ricky. Well, I appreciate everything you're doing and that you're going to do for all of us.
Absolutely, brother. Reach out anytime.
All right. Thanks, Dan.
Later, buddy.
Hey, Ricky,
Yeah.
can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hey, buddy, how you doing?
Good. How about you?
I'm doing good. This is Ricky Carruth, right?
Yep.
Oh, I'm looking at the internet and I'm not seeing your face moving, so I'm sorry about that.
It's a lag from live to, from live to people watching. It's about probably a 10-second lag.
Okay, sorry
Yeah.
about that.
That's
Listen,
all.
man, I know you're a really good guy. I see you doing this show, buddy. You must be getting exhausted. I've done a lot of this stuff in my past, so
Dude, are you kidding me, bro? That must be a joke or something.
No, look, you got a baby coming, man. You got a lot of stuff going on in your life. I don't want to take a lot of your time, buddy.
Well, what can I do for you?
Listen, I'm a brand new agent. See my thing on there. I signed up with Derek over there at MVP. I've only been in this for 2 months, and I'm just really trying to wrap my head around what to do. I found you about a month ago after you went down there to go see Derek and those guys. And,
Yeah.
Really got excited hearing about your trainings and everything, and I've been listening to you almost every day since. But I'm still so new at the business. I'm trying to get figured out on what I'm going to do here. So a couple of questions I had for you that I want to ask you. One is time of day when you do cold calling. It seems to me like a lot of people aren't going to really want to talk early in the morning. Is there a time of day that you would prefer or recommend us to cold call?
Well, let me ask you this. Have you looked at the 90-day action plan?
I have.
Okay.
There's so much, as you know, getting into this business, there's so much to wrap your head around.
Yeah.
Learning contracts.
Here's the thing, man. Here's the thing about time of day to call. I have a video that says best time of day to call, but I've always made my calls between 9 and 12. That was been like when I make them. I mean, I've made them all day, right? But like the thing is it doesn't matter when you call. Okay. In the afternoon, you may have a little bit better pickup rate. Okay. But I don't think that little bit better of a pickup rate is worth making an excuse to hold off calling to wait for the perfect time. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Call anytime you want to, bro. That's the point.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then another question I have for you is when you use that storm dialer with RedX, because I just signed up with them a couple weeks ago and I haven't used it yet.
Yeah.
It seems like being an agent, if you get somebody on the phone, that you have to kind of know what you're dealing with as far as their property. If you get somebody on the line, that storm dialer can just keep dialing, and if you don't know about their property, you could actually get caught like you don't know what you're talking about. So I'm just.
Are you not using my scripts?
I haven't done it yet. I haven't done the calling yet. I'm just getting ready to start doing it. That's the reason.
Okay, well then you're talking about something that you haven't done yet. So I think the first thing is just to do it and see, because it's not what you think. Like whenever they answer the phone, like you can see who you're calling. You know what I mean? And then it doesn't just keep calling and calling and calling. When somebody picks up, it quits calling people while you're talking, and then it starts back up when the conversation's over. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And if you're using my scripts, we're not even talking about their property. We say, hey, Mr. Johnson, hey, it's Ricky Carruth, Remax of Orange Beach. How you doing? Cool. I'm enjoying the days in it. Gorgeous. Look, I don't want to take up too much of your time, but a house around the corner sold. Didn't know if there's anything I could do for you today. No? Cool. Is there an agent you would work with? All right, cool. I'm sure at some point you'll do something. I'd love to work with you. Is it okay if I stay in touch? Cool. What's your email address? I never said anything about his property in that whole conversation.
I gotcha.
Never said anything about what the property is, any of it. So I don't have to know anything about the property. I'm calling literally to let them know a house around the corner sold, and I want to know if there's anything I can do for them. That's it. If they start getting into a conversation about, yeah, we're thinking of doing this, we're thinking of doing that, then I'm going to say, okay, cool. How many bedrooms you got? It just depends on where the conversation goes, but I don't have to know everything up front. We're filling out the situation. We can kind of wing it. It's more about your intent and your tone. See what I'm saying?
I guess, yeah. I
Okay.
guess I'm overthinking it a little bit. I just don't want to get caught and sound like an idiot talking to somebody.
That's the problem.
Like,
That right there, what you just said, is the reason why a lot of people never succeed. They're worried that they're going to look dumb.
well, because if they start saying something about their property or this, and I don't have the details.
Why should you know everything about every property? Are you supposed to be a property encyclopedia? Are you supposed to be a Wikipedia of every single property, every single detail? You think people really expect you to know every little detail of their property? No. How could you? There's no way. No one does. No one knows every detail of every property. Nobody. Thing is, you haven't even made calls, and you're going to find out when you start making the calls, people aren't upset when you call them early in the morning. People aren't asking you weird questions about their property, trying to trip you up and make you look dumb. Just doesn't happen. You're calling them up like they're your mom or they're your dad. You know what I'm saying? They're your best friend from high school. Calling to check on them. See what we can do to help them. See what I mean?
Yeah. So what about, I see that you also call the do not call.
I knew you were going to ask the do not. I knew you were going to say that, bro. I could have predicted this. I mean, I'm serious. I could have predicted this. This is just very predictable moment. You're not going to call them twice. Boom. You didn't break any rules. When you're calling with the right intent, when you're calling not to try to sell people stuff, when you're calling to see what you can do to help them, right? You're not going to have any problems, man. If you don't want to call if you don't want to call DNC, check the DNC, filter out the DNC. Don't talk to them. You don't have to call them, man. So boom, took care of that excuse. You don't have to call them if you really don't want to.
No, I thought it was kind of funny the way you did it. Your video there, like you call them anyways, you don't care. So I kind of like your.
I don't care because I'm not breaking the rules. I'm not calling them over and over and over again. I'm not calling them as a robocaller. I'm calling them as a real human being, calling with the intent to help them. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And if they don't want me to call them anymore, I won't call them anymore. If you look at my coaching program, I'm only calling people one time. I'm calling a neighborhood once, I'm moving to another. Calling them once, moving to another. I'm not calling the same neighborhood twice. And that's just because I don't want to call the same neighborhood twice, not because I'm worried about the DNC, but that does help us with the DNC because that's one of the rules. Can't call them twice. If you call them once and they say, oh, I'm going to do not call, I'm going to turn you in and all that, say, okay, good luck. Talk to you later. Because they can't do anything. It's just facts.
All right. So the last question I had for you is, so if you do the cold calling, you get somebody that's perceptive. Let's say they are interested in listing their house. I haven't done any listing presentations yet, so that's another area where I feel a little bit.
Okay, check it out, man. Check it out. Go to YouTube. Go to my YouTube channel, or just search YouTube, Ricky Carruth listing presentation, okay?
Okay.
And then there's another one, Ricky Carruth, seller says yes. Okay? Those just watch.
Okay.
The listing presentation video is like 3 minutes long or 4 minutes long. And the seller said yes video is like 10 minutes long. It's what you do when they say yes. There's also how to negotiate price with seller. There's also how to sell your listings. There's all kinds of videos there that go into depth about what you're talking about.
So I will go and look at that video. Is there a listing presentation that you recommend for us to use?
It's on the video. It's on the It's on the video.
All right.
I literally take a folder with the comps and a blank listing agreement, a gift card to a restaurant, and a Ricky Carruth pin. That's my listing presentation.
Okay. I'm sorry for asking you that.
No, it's okay. It's okay. It's fine. No, I'm glad you did. It's just that I don't have a presentation. I'm more about connecting with them and creating a relationship. I'm not trying to wow them with some kind of weird, pie graphs and, fancy, colorful paperwork and PowerPoint presentation. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm trying to wow them by the fact that I actually care about why they're trying to sell this property and what I can do to help them accomplish that goal. See what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
Cool. So go watch those videos and get back to me with more questions.
I do have to say one thing before I hang up with you there, Rick, and that is, I don't know what the heck's happening in the rest of the country, but everybody is moving down here to Orlando, Florida.
Okay.
I don't know about where the prices are. The reason why it might be not going up in New York or somewhere else is because they're probably all buying down here. Never seen anything like it in 32 years of living here.
Yeah, well, all the markets are localized. All the markets do their own thing. If it's going up really good right now, get ready. It's going to come down. Like what goes up must come down. You know what I mean?
I don't know about going up necessarily, but it's just everybody's moving here. Every person I talk to is somebody from out of state.
Yeah.
Moving to Central Florida. It's crazy.
Well, whatever the case may be, you know what I mean? Whatever the case may be. A lot of transactions, a lot of people moving there, whatever the case may be, it doesn't matter what the market does, is what I'm saying. Just go with the flow of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Cool, brother.
All right. Rick, I appreciate your time, buddy. Thank you for everything you're doing, and you're a big encouragement, and I really like the fact that you're doing all this for free. It means a lot. It says a lot about you, bud.
Absolutely, man. Glad to do it.
All right. God bless you, buddy.
Thanks, buddy. See ya. All right, man. Try to get through these last two right here, guys.
What's up, Ricky?
Hey, buddy.
Always good to hear from you.
Yeah, man. How you doing?
I'm doing well. So I think it was like 2 weeks ago when I reached out to you when I was just doing some, circle prospecting in the morning, and we know how it goes. There's that one guy. He's like, you know what, Robert? Yep. Why don't you come on over? I need your help, and so it was really cool.
Oh yeah. I mean, you just keep it going, and good things happen.
Yeah, it's definitely the truth. So, and just getting on the phone and making those phone calls and developing those relationships. So definitely what it's all about.
Oh yeah, dude. Bottom line, snowball. Create that snowball, get it going.
I remember before I started watching you, just getting focused on the results and things weren't going well.
Yeah.
Then, getting those depressed thoughts and feelings, you're like, oh man, it's working for everybody except for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I know, dude. I know. And I was caught up in that too. I was caught up in that for a long time. Why can't I hit these results? Why can't I, hit the goals? And it took me a while to realize, man, it's just, you got to be happy with what you got. You know what I'm saying? And like the fact that you're pushing harder and harder and harder to try to get to that next level, that's where your happiness should come from, not a goal. You know what I mean? Because you can't control the goal, man. I don't care how much you try.
No.
Like you can say, oh, I can calculate it. If I talk to this many people, this is what happens. Or if I spend this much money on Facebook, this is what happens. Or this much on Zillow. Or you know, I knock on this many doors, this is the results. No, that will change almost daily, because Facebook changes their algorithms next year, or you know, changes their whole ad spend deal, or Zillow, you know, goes up in price, you know, $1,000 a lead. Like, there's so many things. You just can't control it. The market slows down, speeds up. I mean, you know, you gotta get in your groove. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that I find that, you know, to get rid of those kind of thoughts is just double up the phone calls, or, you know, get out there and get some conversations going. If it's not working on the phone for a little bit, then I just get out and go door knock in a neighborhood, take that same conversation and face to face, and develop those relationships with those people, and they really appreciate it.
Couldn't have said it better myself, man. When like phone calls solve all problems.
Yeah, absolutely. And then you get more business off of those people that, you know, now you're going to sell their house. So tomorrow all day is kind of like, you know, watching your video. So I got to meet with the stager at that guy's house, the photographer in the afternoon, and list that baby live on Monday, and you know, and then just get in that neighborhood and make more calls. And so it's pretty exciting.
Is there anything I can help you with?
Man, just keep doing what you're doing.
All right, cool.
It really helps out. So always a pleasure, and keep up the great stuff.
Appreciate you, man.
All right, brother. You too. Talk to you soon. Thanks again.
Later, bud. Okay, Terry, I got you. 702. Okay, guys, last call here. Let's see what Terry has going on today.
Hey, Ricky.
Hey, Terry.
How are you?
Good. How about you?
Good.
What can I help you with?
Okay, I'm in Las Vegas. So our market seems to be the middle range prices are selling quick. I have a high dollar listing we started at $850. We're at $830. And there's 2 other listings in the neighborhood, and nothing's moving.
Okay.
No calls, no showings. After Saturday, me and the 2 other agents are doing a neighborhood open house.
Yeah.
On off-route listings, because it's all the same problem. What do you suggest?
Like, okay. So let me understand this. So you've got a neighborhood where things have been selling for $860, and you have something listed for $830.
I was listed at $850, and we dropped it to $830, and the model matches. We're all priced the same, but it's just like, these houses are built in 2012. They're single stories with pools. They're totally upgraded. They show great. But it's just, for whatever reason, that price range is not moving.
Because that price range is almost one of the first price ranges that starts to get hit as the market starts to slump, right? Right. So what you have to do is you have to be super aggressive on your prices, right? And so what you have to do is you have to talk to the owner, and you have to say, listen, here's the situation. The market's changed, and we're not getting anything. So we need to be at $799, and we need to do it yesterday. Right. And if they don't want to do that, then you have to understand, and you have to say, okay, well, if you don't want to go to $799 because of either A, you don't have to sell, you're not motivated to sell, there's nothing that's, you're not in a bind, right? So you have that factor, or you have the factor where they might have to sell, but they don't believe the market is slowed down that much to go to $799, right? And so when we're in this transition period where prices are starting to slump, and you have a listing that it gets caught up in this slump, or you price it higher than it probably needs to be because the market has adjusted, it's kind of hard to go back to that seller and say, we need to go down. We need to get down, you know, under 50,000 under where we originally listed it at. It's really hard to have that conversation and them not look at you like you're crazy. And so, you know, that's a hard conversation, but say, listen, I understand, but this is the facts. You know, we can do this. You can do this however you want to. You know, you can even go change agents and try it with a different agent. It's not the agent, it's the market. And if you want to sell, this is what we need to do. And I'm telling you, as your professional that's trying to advise you the same way I would advise my parents. You know what I mean?
Right.
So.
Right. Well, I was looking days on market in that neighborhood. I originally did not want to even list above 800. I wanted to be 800, the high end, because I've seen it happening. And they're under contract in a different city out of state. So that should be their motivation.
Right.
But it's not. And they think the house that they're under contract on, it was on the market 211 days, and that seller had nothing else. So they think he's just going to sit there and wait as long as it takes them to sell their house, which I don't see that happening.
Yeah. You just need to have a serious conversation with the seller. Now, let's think about it on the flip side. Okay. You should be getting out there, talking to more property owners and trying to get more listings. May or may not work out. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
How many listings do you have now?
I have 3 listings.
Right. We need to get that to 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just would you circle prospect of like around the other listings I have?
You can do that, or you can just call. You can just circle prospect random neighborhoods that you don't have any listings in. I would start where I have listings, and I would call those neighborhoods, and then I would branch out to other neighborhoods.
Okay. So ramp it up to at least get 10 listings.
Here's a comment from somebody who has the same situation, and he told his seller that they need to reduce the price. And the neighbors are telling them that it's a great price and don't reduce it. Well, this is why the neighbors are saying it's a great price and don't reduce it, because they don't want the prices to go down in the neighborhood. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They don't want price. So of course they're going to say, oh, that's a great price, don't reduce it, because they don't care if that property sells or not. They just don't want the prices to go down in the neighborhood. They're in denial. They're in denial of the market and the fact that it's in that particular spot has started to soften. And and so they're motivated. Why wouldn't they want the price to stay where it is? They don't care if it sells or not. And then the seller who has the property, they're buying into it. They're like, oh yeah, you're right, that is a great price, but it's not selling. Nobody's looking at it. So where's the buyers at this great price? You know what I mean? Listen, the thing is the market doesn't lie, and the market speaks to you. You take the data of a listing that's been on the market, see how many times it's been shown, what the feedback's been, you know, the sales in the area. The market speaks to you, and you take all these factors into consideration. You say, look, here's where we are, Mr. Seller. Now, this is your choice, Mr. Seller, what we do, but here's the data, and the data doesn't lie.
Right.
So show him the data, tell him what he needs to do based on the data, and then let him make a decision. I think the bigger issue here is the fact that you only have 3 listings. That's the bigger problem, because now because you only have 3 listings, you're so focused on this listing, trying to get this listing sold or one of those 3 listings sold, instead of spending your time getting more listings, which is what you need to do. Those listings that you have, they're going to sell or they're not going to sell, or whatever's going to happen. You can't really control that to a certain point. What you can control is putting in work to get more listings.
Right. My other 2 listings, well, actually one listing, we were under contract. Everything was done. We were due to close on July 3rd. And on last Friday, the buyer lost his job. So
Can't control it.
we're back on the market, but it's a great listing. I mean, we have 1 million showings, and we're supposed to get in a couple offers of it, so I'm not worried about that.
Yeah.
And then the other one is a short sale.
Yeah.
And so that's at the bank, so it takes time, you know.
I understand. Cool.
So you're right. I need to get 7 more listings.
You do yesterday.
Yes.
You should be losing your mind trying to get more listings.
All right, Ricky. Thank you, and I will definitely do that. I'll email you and let you know how it's going.
Let me know.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye. That's it, guys. I've spent nearly 2 hours with you. Nearly 2 hours with you, answering questions, talking about the market, so on and so forth. If you missed the first part, go back and watch the first maybe 20 minutes where I talked about the real estate market in Manhattan and the stocks hitting all-time highs, and what I think about it, what I think you should be concerned about with this, and where the opportunities are. Ronnie says, well, how can I reduce it if there's no showings to prove it? I try to explain to them, but no luck. Listen, Ronnie, if there's no showings, that's the proof. Like, that's the proof that it's too high. If there's no showings, right? The price is too high, so no one's looking at it. There's 0 showings. That's the proof. But at the end of the day, man, I kind of have the same advice for you as I did for her. And that is that quit worrying about that listing and go get more listings. Like, you need inventory, man. Quit worrying about that listing. But I understand trying to get the details of how you handle certain situations. So not knocking that at all. Definitely ask questions. All right, cool, guys. Well, yeah, 2 hours in. I think this is one of the longest lives I've done here. I'm in my new studio, by the way. That's why this is just a bare wall. And I just have my one little picture, one little piece of art right there. But yeah, I like it up here. We're upstairs in my house. And just getting all settled in and trying to make it all cool. So if there's anything in the world I can do for you guys, let me know. I'll be in, let's see, Charleston. I'll be in Charleston next month in July 16th. Dallas is September 20th, 21st. That one's going to be an incredible one. August 26th, it looks like Atlanta. August 26th is Atlanta. I'm also going to be in Vegas September 26th. Okay, so I have all that locked in. Super excited to see all of you there. And yeah, I just wanted to, like I said from the beginning, do this live, talk about the market, let you know there's nothing to worry about. If you are in a market that is slumping, that is changing, that is in transition, find that book, The Shift. Not The Shift, Shift. Gary Keller's Shift. Everyone should read that book. All right? Okay, guys, I'm out. I love you so much. We'll talk to you soon. Till next time.